It looks like Bridgerton just got a new update that stirred up quite a bit of excitement and speculation about when Season 4 might finally arrive on Netflix. The hit period romance, which has been one of the platform's biggest and most watched shows, was officially given the green light for a fourth season back in September 2024, shortly after Season 3 dropped. Now, with filming wrapped and hints starting to surface, the chatter is that we might be returning to the world of the Bridgertons sooner than expected. So why are fans suddenly thinking Season 4 could drop in January 2026? Well, it all comes down to an interesting clue linked to its tie-in novel. The book in question, An Offer from a Gentleman, is the one Season 4 is based on, and its special TV tie-in edition is set to be released right alongside the new season. That's got people connecting the dots. If the book is arriving in early January 2026, then it makes perfect sense that the show could debut around the same time. The buzz really took off after an account called Bridgerton Stands posted on X with a screenshot showing that the tie-in novel is scheduled for release on January 4th, 2026. They added an excited caption announcing that fans can already pre-order the book on Amazon, with its official date tied to the early days of the new year. That's more than enough for fans to start circling the date on their calendars, even though Netflix hasn't actually confirmed anything just yet. Whenever it does arrive, Season 4 promises plenty of drama, romance, and new faces. Luke Thompson will take center stage as Benedict Bridgerton, with Yaren Ha playing Sophie Beck. Katie Lung joins the cast as Araminta Gunn. Michelle Mao plays Rosamund Lee, and several other newcomers will mix in with returning favorites like Jonathan Bailey, Nicola Coughlan, and Simone Ashley. This time, Benedict's love story will be front and center, but it's far from the only plotline on the table. According to Thompson, the scripts by showrunner Jess Brownell and her team are dynamite, exciting, heartfelt, and relatable. But while some fans might be holding out hope for Daphne's return, her absence actually makes sense this season. It's not because her character isn't loved, far from it, but Season 4 already has a bunch of threads to juggle. Aside from Benedict and Sophie's romance, there's the setup for Eloise and Francesca's future arcs, Anthony and Kate adjusting to married life while welcoming their first baby, and likely a few surprises for Queen Charlotte, Lady Danbury, and the rest of the Bridgerton circle. The cast lineup for Season 4 is huge. Along with Thompson and Ha, you've got Golda Rosheuvel as Queen Charlotte, Bailey as Anthony, Ashley as Kate, Adjoa Ando as Lady Danbury, Claudia Jessie as Eloise, Luke Newton as Colin, Hannah Dodd as Francesca, Ruth Gemmell as Violet, Coughlan as Penelope, Florence Hunt as Hyacinth, Will Tilston as Gregory, Polly Walker as Portia Featherington, Jessica Madsen as Cressida Cowper, Martin Zimhangbe as Will Mondrick, Emma Naomi as Alice Mondrick, Victor Ali as John Sterling, Masala Baduza as Michaela Sterling, Daniel Francis as Lord Marcus Anderson, and even Julie Andrews returning as the voice of Lady Whistledown. That's not even the whole list. Given all that, it's understandable that Daphne isn't really needed this season. There's simply too much happening, and squeezing her in would risk taking away from the main arcs. That said, it would be a nice touch to have her appear for Benedict's wedding, a little cameo that longtime fans would definitely appreciate. The real missed opportunity would be if Daphne didn't return for Francesca's story, which, if the show sticks to the book order, would probably be in Season 6. Francesca has barely appeared in the first few seasons, and her relationship with Daphne has barely been touched on. Yet in the books, their bond is actually one of the more intriguing sibling relationships. Both were named the Diamond of their debutante season by Queen Charlotte. Both share an independent streak and a certain kindness, but their personalities are very different. Francesca is much more reserved than Daphne, which makes the idea of her older sister guiding her through a tricky romance all the more compelling. Hannah Dodd, who took over the role of Francesca in Season 3, hasn't shared the screen with Phoebe Dynavor's Daphne yet, so bringing them together in Francesca's season would give fans a whole new dynamic to enjoy. And without giving away spoilers from Francesca's book, it's safe to say she will go through some emotional challenges, so having Daphne there to support her could make for some genuinely touching scenes. The good news is that Dynavor herself hasn't ruled out coming back. In an interview in January 2025, she said she'd be happy to revisit the role if asked, though she hasn't gotten that call yet. That means the door is still open, and it's really just a matter of whether the producers want to bring her back. Since Bridgerton is based on Julia Quinn's 8-book series, one for each Bridgerton sibling, and Netflix has already committed to at least seasons 5 and 6, there's still time for Daphne to reappear. As for the immediate future, Season 4 will adapt An Offer from a Gentleman, which focuses on Benedict's journey. That leaves Eloise, Francesca, Hyacinth, and Gregory for later seasons. It's worth noting that Netflix hasn't always followed the books in exact order. Season 3 jumped ahead to Colin and Penelope's story, so the next installments could mix things up again. Still, the renewal for 2 more seasons is a promising sign that the show will continue for a good while yet. Netflix's enthusiasm isn't surprising, considering how well the series has performed. Season 1 and 3 are both in the platform's top 10 most-watched shows, and there's still plenty of material left to adapt. Between earlier delays caused by the pandemic and the Hollywood strikes, fans have been patient, so now it feels like things are finally moving forward at a steady pace. And Season 4 isn't just about romance, it also promises one of the most dramatic moments from the books. Toward the end of An Offer from a Gentleman, things take a dark turn when Araminta discovers Sophie in London and schemes to have her sent to a penal colony in Australia. This leads to a thrilling rescue sequence, with Violet and Benedict storming the prison to free her. It's a pivotal scene, not just because it exposes Araminta as the main villain and reveals she stole Sophie's dowry, but also because it shows Violet's cunning side and features Benedict declaring his love. Leaving this sequence out would be a huge mistake because it's one of the most memorable moments in the entire book series. It's also a key turning point for Sophie, her stepsister Posey, and Benedict's relationship. Watching Violet and Benedict barge into that prison to confront Araminta is bound to be one of the season's biggest highlights, blending emotional payoff with a burst of action, something Bridgerton doesn't often get to do. So, even though Netflix hasn't officially given us the date yet, all signs are pointing to January 2026 for Season 4's release. It's shaping up to be a season packed with romance, drama, family bonds, and high-stakes confrontations, all wrapped up in the gorgeous costumes and sharp wit fans have come to expect. And while Daphne might be sitting this one out, the stories ahead, both for Benedict and for the other Bridgertons, promise more than enough to keep audiences hooked until the very end. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments section.